Hello and welcome to this second round match. No, bronze match, second game between Schulzer and TwoC. First game was yesterday, which TwoC has won, as you can see. That was a standard boots, which went fairly nicely until it didn't. But when is that not the case? Can Schulzer bring it back? Or will TwoC close it out today? I am Demon's Druid. I am accompanied by Dr. Bobtastic. How are you doing on this fine day?
I am doing just fine. Not gonna lie, literally woke up 20 minutes ago and saw that I was on this thing, so it's like, woo, better get up and do things. All right. But yeah, we are about ready to start a match. Gonna be syncing up things here in a bit, but other than that, we'll be having ourselves a nice long match, I assume, of AD keys. Every single dungeon is going to get done. All the keys are swapped around, except for Castle Tower and the GT Big Key. Anyway, we got 2C starting out from Link's house, doing the South Kakariko route here.
Always a good route. It's a bit out of the ordinary in terms of not going into Sanctuary or Escape first, but getting lucky with the bombs. Skipping race game.
Interesting.
Into library with a small key, because this is key sanity. And I will make key counting mistakes.
All right. I will also make key counting mistakes, but that is fine.
But yeah, it's a lot more items we need, so I can see doing the blind race game.
Hey, I would take 300 rupees.
And that's his trash. One man's trash is another man's treasure, they say.
Yeah, and in that case, it's literal treasure. So there you go.
Not continuing on into Kakariko, instead going for Eastern with checking Lake Hylia Island.
I didn't quite see what that was.
That was a big key.
Ah, okay.
Let's just hope it's not one of the big keys we need.
Yep, there are several big keys that would be largely irrelevant. Mainly Swamp Palace, Skull Woods, and potentially Ice Palace, although that has logical implications.
Green Pendant and Turtle Rock. Oh. Smoked Mire, 1 out of 3, I believe. And our first sword.
Yep. About the only Mire key you care about is the first one. Because you can absolutely beat it with 0 keys, but with 1 key, it does make it easier to full clear if you want to do that.
But it wouldn't be in logic if I get my key logic correct.
You would need all 3 keys in logic to get the left side.
Bolus Eastern. In the match yesterday, Eastern Palace had the Ether, and we had to do a Bolus pod. Or wait, thinking it's hard. Mirror was in pod. We didn't need to do Bolus pod, but it was basically necessary. Pod had a bow-locked bow, yeah. That's what made me confused.
That's an awful lot of bows in one pod.
And now we see Schulzer. Schulzer going for the check of Ray's game instead of blind grabbing it.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to go into the village here, I would consider just going for it because, hey, you can get the bottle vendor taken care of and a few other things later, but doesn't look like Schulzer's interested in that. TwoC getting the Moon Pearl here in Eastern. Pretty interesting early Eastern play for the Moon Pearl. That's pretty interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
And there is a glove in Kakariko. Just a glove or a hammer away from Dark World.
Fair enough.
Or a lantern and another sword or cape.
Gross.
It's fat keys. You have to do it Agahnim
True.
1 anyway.
But I mean, the less annoying dungeons you have to do without the boots is better. I'd like to see the boots before going to Aga Tower if possible.
Eastern play was necessary for the Moon Pearl, but I don't like it yet. Unless we see the bow, I don't like it unless we don't see the bow.
TwoC is trying real hard to avoid Kakariko Village here.
First item for Schulzer, that's the Bloomerang.
It's definitely the first Y item, that's for sure.
Outside of bombs, obviously, but he had none, and then they grabbed the Bloomerang.
And it does have the glove, which is important.
No Ice Rod Hunt today.
Mm-hmm. Well, no actual Ice Rod Hunt. But there'll be some item that turns into an Ice Rod. You know how that works.
Yeah, okay, true. It is for all dungeons, so it's just that item will be called a 4 Ice Rod. I would suggest as a name.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And Schulzer is following into Eastern. We missed a little bit, but we still haven't seen Escape Northern Dark World Loop, or Dark World, Light World Loop.
I bet that Schulzer did go for the escape play in the first few minutes. Like, I can't really think of what else they would have done.
Yeah, in those 3 minutes, and not having done Kakariko.
Alright, TwoC finally going for the Sank play. And Schulzer going to go get that Moon Pearl here out of Eastern. We got Lost Woods.
Skipping out on a heart container while on 3 hearts.
I mean, at this point, a lot of runners, like, if they can skip health, they will, just because they're like, I'm not going to take damage. And if I want to take damage, I want to have to take less damage. So there you go. Yeah, that's true. In AD keys, you're gonna get health.
Now, not knowing the first 3 minutes of Schulzer, where could our progression possibly be? I would say back of escape, probably not been checked yet. Dark Cross.
Yeah, I don't imagine Dark Cross has been checked yet, or back of escape. Although, both of our runners could be quite interested in making that check very soon. Schulzer has that glove. Yeah, probably going to go for that. For at least back of escape. And then TwoC is going to get the glove soon.
We might also not yet have seen Agnes Cave, depending on what Schulzer did.
That would have been a heck of an opening play. Swamp Big Key. So that, unfortunately, eliminates one of the potentially irrelevant keys that could have been on the Lake Hylia Island there. Get a map of Hera.
Could check to see if we need to do it at some... Well, no, we need to do it at some point.
Yeah. In fact, I think, like, really the only map checks, quote, we'll see are probably people talking to Sahasrara to get the green pendant information and talking to the bomb shop guy to get the 256 crystals. There's a point at which it kind of becomes relevant, like which dungeons have the other two pendants or which dungeons have the crystals, because, you know, you might have access to GT or you might have access to the pedestal and not know it.
And based on Schulzer doing the dam here, Schulzer probably did not go to Agnes Cave. So that means Schulzer probably did front of escape.
Schulzer, I believe, now has 2 Turtle Rock small keys. With that one at the dam.
Looking at the tracker, which is being filled in by our tracker, Legendary Moon. Thank you for being here today.
Legendary Moon, living up to her name.
Yeah. That does appear to be correct.
Get that Ice Palace key and the Ice Rod right next to each other. A little bit of money, and then Schulzer go get the big 20 over in Ice Rod Cave. TwoC probably now going for the dam and Agahnim Cave. It's been a while since I've discussed this one. Do you know where the names of Sahasrara and Agahnim come from?
I want to say I used to know, but I don't anymore.
So I believe they are like Japanese transliterations of the like the Sanskrit words for the 6th and 7th chakras of the Hindu chakra thing. So like, I can't remember if it's like the third eye and the crown, I think, is what they are. So Ajna and Sahasrara are those. It's interesting. Which is why when you do the when you do Triforce Hunt, right?
Yeah.
That guy in the courtyard you go turn things into, his name is Muradala. And that's the 3rd chakra.
And I think Schulzer just started late because they've now gone here to escape.
Oh yeah, it's possible that because of the issues he was having, he just waited until OBS was live to really start going, which is a pretty sportsmanlike thing to do. But it is going to start Schulzer off a little bit on the back foot here. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with Game 3. It's not placed on the schedule yet. We didn't see anything important in the Uncle's Tunnel here. TwoC also going to join Schulzer.
It does appear that progression has to be here, because everywhere else has been checked, if my memory serves.
Let's see. I think the one place that's
Zora?
in logic, Zora. Yeah. With the glove, Zora is in fact in logic.
And shovel.
of course, the
And shovel.
Yeah.
Now, what would be the next progression item? If we have a lamp, we can go Dark Cross. We can go up the mountain. If it's a hammer, a lot of things open. If it's another glove, a lot of things open again.
Shoutouts to Ice Rod strats from Schulzer here.
Hera big, just a lantern or flute?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Guard toss. Forget about bird toss. Guard toss.
Yes. Guard toss strats for the win. Well, that looks like a whole lot of garbage, so I guess we're going for Shovel and Zora at this point.
No, if it's Zora, Schulzer not picking up those 300 rupees. Probably because they felt behind because of their slight issues.
Honestly, if I'm Schulzer and I'm thinking about it, I'm coming over here, I'm doing the shovel, and then if it's not here, I'm going to the race game right now because it's right there. Oh, we got a fire rod. So that
Dark
unlocks
Cross.
Dark Cross. I think Schulzer's still going to go for that 300.
Now I wonder what TwoC is gonna end up doing. Probably also just a shovel because following the logic. But
oh, looks like he might be going to do Dark Cross in the dark.
ooh,
Where the heck is Schulzer going?
into Kakariko? Obviously, but
do Chicken Hut or something? Oh, he didn't do the bottle vendor.
yeah,
He
because
had
they
money.
didn't have the money.
I know. Go back down and get the money.
Chicken.
Yeah, he also didn't do Chicken Hut. I was pretty sure that was the case. And we have fire and ice rods already. Interesting point. Oh, Schulzer piecing out here. So gonna go for the Dark Cross.
Gonna keep following the logic of the seed, ignoring Zora. Schulzer, oh, bump triple. I was gonna say Schulzer, you just did that.
Hammer in Dark Cross. There we go. TwoC apparently doing an interesting setup there with sort of a bomb, quote, jump. Not really, to get yourself lined up with the chest there.
So either TwoC was like, I'm just gonna clear this anyway, or they predicted or thought about the possibility of lamp, fire rod on shovel, or as the progression.
TwoC got bailed out by a bomb drop there. Oh, but now he needs another bomb. Just go north and buy some bombs. Okay, that
Gets
works.
bailed out again.
Yeah, I guess he's got some people in the bomb drop setup, or in the bomb drop group, but what do I know? That's way faster.
Vicky guessing game helper there.
True.
Kane.
Kane of Samaria sitting in the hype cave here, like you do.
Doesn't open anything by itself currently, but useful nonetheless.
Now, one unfortunate thing about 2C, we got Mizramire and Thieves Town as the 5 and 6 crystals, so probably see at least a play into Thieves Town soon. Not necessarily going to be able to beat it, but anyway. But the unfortunate thing for 2C is that shovel does in fact have the fire rod in it, and that's what put the hammer in logic. So 2C is going to be thinking about, okay, whatever put this hammer in logic has to be available in these 2 locations that I haven't checked, right? So the shovel or Zora, basically.
Yeah, definitely. But that still could be Titans and then fire source far away.
True.
In 2C's mind. We know it's probably not unless Zora has Titans, but
Alrighty, 2C has finished up with that mess, and gonna go for the shovel play here, so not gonna go too long without that fire rod.
digging game is just dig spot V2 here.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you like the item we had buried?
Was it actually version 2 when they had it be 1 dig? Like,
yeah, it's 1 dig. I don't know in terms of versions or whatever. That's just something I said, but
oh, okay. I know there was probably a time when it was just 1 dig, and then they just made it sometime between 1 and 30, which is better than the vanilla game. Vanilla game, it's sometime after 15, and it's an equal chance every time. Past 15.
100%ing this game is has at least two very annoying heart pieces.
Yep, and you usually take care of them at roughly the same time, because they're here. There's the digging game, and probably more annoying, the chest game. Because the chest game, it's, again, just a crapshoot, whether you get it or not. I've done 100% like speedrun type thing of this game 1 time. And it was at GDQ with a bunch of other nerds. We were like, we're going to sit down and do a impromptu hundo race. You want to go? I was like, sure.
How long did you sit there?
I think I had 11 tries on the chest game. First try dig game.
Ooh. And we have a bit of divergence. 2C skipping Skull Woods for now and Schulzer clearing it.
Yeah. Honestly, going with the hammer glove setup, I would almost always go to Skull Woods first, just because it's faster to get out of there. So I don't have to slash all those bushes again.
That's 2 items out of Skull Woods. Money and a full heart container. Oh wait, it's key sanity.
Yeah, we're gonna get more items out of Skull Woods. That being said, it's very possible Schulzer could end up going for the Moth play here. So there's another consideration here that TwoC might be making, is, again, the fact that you have, you have all the things you technically need to beat Skull Woods. You might want to make a few more checks to make the Moth fight just that much easier. Right, because on Green Mail with Fighter Sword, Moth is not a fun fight.
Our first bottle.
That would help. That would very much help with the Moth fight. Especially given the fact that it's got a fairy in it.
And
but TwoC took the death warping. That's not. He just
no small key for.
He just bailed on it. He just ditched the fairy as soon as he got it. He's like, nope, I'm out. Oh, well, there's another bottle. Well, I'll tell you what.
And the mirror.
Ooh, mirrors are great. So, Schulzer has the option, if he so desires, when he goes to Moth here. Never mind, he's not doing it. I was going to say, bees do hurt Moth. Just throwing that out there.
That is a very weird picture I have of bees in my head now. If they do that in real life.
Actually, I'm pretty sure actual bees could hurt actual moths. Especially if they're the stingy kind. Yeah, wasps, which are not bees but close, definitely. All right, so Schulzer going for the hammer strats. I forgot that was a thing. And hammer strats, if you can get the hits on Moth, are very good. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Schulzer takes the death on Moth. Unfortunate. Man, now I want to play Terranigma again.
Basically no magic left now, having to go for this the second time.
The mirror was in Sea House, for those of for the question in chat there. Schulzer going once again for the Moth fight.
Round 2. Fight!
Fight! Doing hammer strats is interesting, but you've really got to be able to control where Moth goes, and Moth ain't having none of it. There you go.
Hey, oh.
Well done. And good job with the KO. KO! That kind of thing. Wonderful.
But not for a crystal. Even though that doesn't matter because it's all dungeons. But still, a crystal.
Yep. We know it to be a not 5/6 crystal because those are Thieves Town and Meyer, I think. Yeah.
I like chat pointing out Schulzer won, Mofula won, and we can't have the tiebreaker. There is no shuffle.
Yeah, sad day. All right, TwoC also gonna go do the Moth fight here, so we'll get to see how Moth treats TwoC. TwoC can definitely pick up some time by getting a first try kill here.
Schulzer getting the mirror here, not having to the Death Warp, and possibly can decide to save the fairy from in Feasttown from the bottle if they want to. Schulzer's taking it slower at the first bit here.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the play here with low heart, low offense Moth. Yeah, it's being extremely careful, trying to not get yourself boxed into a corner, not getting yourself bodied by spikes and everything all the time, and TwoC dealing with that fight quite well.
Our runners are 2-1 victory over Mothula.
All right, so TwoC has finished that mess, and the lamp, of course, was here in Thievestown, right? Or in the village somewhere, right?
I completely missed it. I don't know.
Maybe it was brewery or something.
Sick Kid is
Sick
what
Kid.
chat is saying.
Wow, Sick Kid. Yeah, that is a thing you can do. I forgot about that because we were too busy watching moth fights at the time, I'm sure. This is why we pay the trackers the big bucks. And by pay the trackers the big bucks, I mean we don't pay them at all, and they're severely underappreciated.
I think I saw a map.
Oh, yeah, okay, it could be
Oh.
a map. Either way, it was not relevant. Yep, so TwoC taking the lamp and going up the mountain.
We have mirror, we have hammer, we can get to Eastern Death Mountain. Also, why is the old man living on the mountain? Seems like a dangerous place to call your home.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it's just like so many kids were on his lawn, he's just like, you know what? I'm going to not have a lawn. I'm just going to come up here. Kids try to come up to my lawn now. And then some kid comes along with a sword and he's like, dang it. Oh, right. So just a small key, I think?
It's at least something TwoC wants, so...
Could have been a big key. Like it, I only saw like the very bottom 2 pixels of it. For those of you interested in the finals, those are going to be taking place this weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Eastern, and I think another 5 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Hera, which was a pendant last game, which had a bow.
I believe we have the big key of this dungeon. So we should be able to get everything but the contents of the basement.
Unless you find the small key inside of Hera.
Gross. Why would you wish that on anyone?
Oh? Ah!
Nah, that was definitely not a vanilla key. The thing is, you could tell if it's going to be vanilla.
Yeah, because of the color.
Yeah, the vanilla keys are a slightly darker shade of, like, orange. Right?
Schulzer grabbing the piece of heart.
You could tell how it is by the way that it be. That's a... Yeah, that... The chat has it right there. That's roughly accurate.
Oh,
All right.
bottle number
Another
3.
bottle. Very good.
Bee, green, and a fairy. What will the last bottle hold? Air.
Quite possible.
Hammer, Moldorm, doable.
Yeah, Hammer Moldorm is pretty good. You just want to make sure to not do that. Whew. That was real close to falling off the edge. But 3 hits from a hammer, and it's not that bad to just get yourself onto the tail there. Bombos Medallion. So all the fire sources are available, and none of them locked each other. What kind of weird game is this? Well, technically the fire rod
hammer,
locked both of them.
Fire Rod locked the hammer, and
Yeah.
the hammer was required to get a bottle, as far as we know, for the lantern, and then
and to get
bombos.
the mirror to get up here. So yeah, they did technically lock each other. Fire Rod locked Lamp, which locked Bombos. So just by a long vicariously, you know what I mean, by the transitive property of locking things.
Oh, we lock things. We need a key then. Which key
Yep.
locked it?
All of them. All the keys. Alright, so we got a Spiral Cave play from 2C, big old long trip without the boots, and 50 rupees for your
50
trouble.
bucks.
Keys locked. Oh boy. 2C going for the mirror block strat here in Paradox Cave. Obviously slightly faster. There's
Boots!
boots that you could have used about 12 seconds ago.
Well, the race room name was incorrect. It said vanilla boots. These are not vanilla.
That is correct. Which is sad for us, but much appreciated by our runners.
Ice Palace Big, another one that might not be necessary, that would have been able to be on the floating or the island.
Yeah, Powder and Thieves Town Big, and 2C rightfully basically didn't bother killing the Moldorms in there because there wasn't much else. Wasn't much else he could do. Alright, so 2C looks like we're probably going to see the Magic Bat real quick while we got the while we're thinking about it. Or not.
Nope.
Oh, gotta get the small key first. Off of the library.
Ah, yeah, true. I forgot this wasn't the seat from yesterday's standard boots where they immediately grabbed it because they had boots.
Whoa, the Swamp small key. That's a big deal for Swamp Palace, let me tell you. Oh, 2C. The big brain plays there, right? So goes down to the library because you could do that spin speed and save some time coming back up. I'd have never thought of that for 1 second.
Titans!
Yo!
That was potential progression that can't be on Zora anymore. That is a very nice curse that I would like to have more times.
Yes, please curse me with all of your gloves.
Give me a level 3 gloves.
Oh, yeah. Level 3 glove lets you lift up trees.
That would make
that's
routing
not
a
true.
lot different.
That's not true, but it should be. And now I'm thinking of how I could work the assembly language code to make that happen. It'd be difficult because the trees are actually part of the background elements. Or at least some of them are.
Just in that hypothetical, how much different would logic be then if you could lift trees?
I don't know if it would make much difference, honestly, but
Yeah.
how about you could just lift mountains, like just pick up the barrier between, between desert and, or between, like in the Dark World to Misery Mire, you can just lift the wall and go to Mire.
No more flute necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Second shield. Instead of swordsmiths, there are shieldsmiths.
Lift Ganon and throw him in a hole.
No, we don't fall on Ganon anymore. Ganon falls on Ganon.
In Soviet Russia, Ganon falls on you. Yeah, so Schulzer is going for the Thieves Town play here with that Thieves Town big key. Does mean that we will be potentially orphaning that big key or the big chest of Thieves Town.
Which
that is a common occurrence in all dungeons, Key Sanity.
we've seen it pay off in this tournament. We've seen it backfire badly this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see which one it'll be.
TwoC has taken care of the Smith chain there.
Lunchbox just had their lunch money in it. $20.
TwoC officially has jerk percent. Being called a jerk by the rabbit there. But gets a heart for his effort. So do you really think he's a jerk, or are you just being a tsundere? Is that what I'm thinking?
Cake flippering towards Zora. Yep. Understandable. Schulzer done with the fight very nicely. Oh, and back to swimming. Big key to Meyer.
Mm-hmm. So Mire big key available. We still don't have access to Misery Mire yet, but definitely going to be able to just full clear the snot out of that one when we're done.
And TwoC is heading to Man Under the Bridge. What will you have for us today?
Splody.
Why would he have those under the bridge?
I mean, I don't want to make any commentary about whether that's a particularly good thing or not, but Doesn't seem great.
And this is a Ice Palace dip, and we still haven't seen Zora, which we can combine with Catfish, I guess.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought Schulzer was going to Catfish, and I was like, I just say it, and now you're going there? But no, just going to grab that big key.
Mm-hmm. Very nice water walk to set this up. Not in logic, so the flippers...
Ooh, heart required.
Big key to Eastern. Interesting. Now that's not enough to finish the seed. Oh, going for the cane water walk setup. Didn't quite get it.
We're also getting quite close on items required for the seed. Might need 1 or 2 more medallions. Flute or book. Well, definitely flute, maybe book. Flippers and a bow. And bookshop. And a good chunk of keys. Because it's key sanity and I always forget.
Alright, Schulzer now pulls off the red boomerang water walk setup there. Splash delete. Good job. It's not a water walk, it's a fake flipper splash delete. Yeah, it's just about having enough sprites on screen to overload the splash, essentially. And the fact that the red boomerang gives you a bunch of sparkles and the boomerang itself, you know.
Hello, compass to this dungeon and Ice Palace big chest. Now, a map or pod. Bolus pod doesn't seem too great, but
I mean, yesterday it had both bows, right?
Tower of Hera had 1 bow, and then the other was on Helmasaur.
Okay.
I'm mostly just thinking, Ice Palace can't have our logical progression. It can have... Oh.
Oof! TwoC takes a hit on the way down to Cold Stairs, so and TwoC
is going
gonna go back in. I mean, you got to do it at some point, but I mean, it seems like if I was in this position, I would just wait until I had something a little more substantial.
And the flippers to have it in logic.
Yeah.
Because we need to do Swamp as well, which hard requires it instead of Ice Palace, which soft requires it due to fake flippers.
That being said, if you're doing Icebreaker and you're heading this direction, it's not that hard to get back to the boss. It's just a bit of a pain.
Now, given our items after Ice Palace, where would you go? TR? If it's openable with bombos?
Yeah, I mean, Dark East Death Mountain is definitely a play, and then if Turtle Rock happens to be available, it does seem like a solid play. I mean, Pod is also a valid option if you're into torturing yourself.
due to the death, we are basically in sync here, which is always nice to see.
So basically, you still do one spin here for Cold Stare just to get him into the corner. And then TwoC hit him with the hammer, and then is now going to switch to Fire Rod strats because Fire Rod hits it like a gold sword.
Oh, Schulzer. Oh!
Wow! That was a heck of a fight on Schulzer's side. Both runners. And TwoC has the big ol' honkin' shield. So if you wanted to get rid of the shield this seed, you are out of luck.
I did not pay attention to what dropped out of the sky in terms of reward, but it was a crystal, okay. Because I see on Schulzer's menu, I didn't see any pendant. Oh, are we getting our Zora check after Waterfall Cave from Schulzer?
Maybe.
And Bonk Rocks.
We can also hit up King's Tomb while we're at it if we so desire.
Zora! The other logical thing that we could have done very early on instead of go and check the game, I did not fully catch what was on the
It
ledge.
looked like a small key.
Yeah, I was gonna say so too, but I'm not too certain.
Garbage!
And what is down below? We need to do splash deletion.
Schulzer overkilling it with the with the items there.
Okay, it was a small key. The pod.
Well, there we
That is
go.
4. 2 more from being able to full clear it, except for, well, bow.
Yeah. Yeah, with the bow, and we also need the big key to really full clear. But 4 is... It is technically possible to full clear pod with just 4 small keys. But I wouldn't, because it usually involves going down the right side 3 times.
I'm not too well versed on the logic there, but would that require safe scumming keys?
No, you just skip the front door by going through the right-hand side every time, and then you just do the hammer jump to skip the other key.
Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. Understandable.
That being said, this is the thing with key sanity is the odds of there being one small key somewhere in pod pretty high. Like a vanilla small key is not a rare occurrence in pod. I think Schulzer's probably gonna... Well, I can't remember if Schulzer actually used that potion or not, but either way, you could do right side here just to check what was there, but definitely going through the front door here. Okay, yeah, he did use the potion on Cold Stare. Makes sense.
Yet another compass in its own dungeon.
I believe this is some kind of Mario Party MSU.
It's saying that it is Mario Party 64.
Okay. So does that like combine 1, 2, and 3, or is that just... Anyway.
1, 2, and 3 combine up to 6, so that's not 64, so I don't
You're
think
right.
so.
Alright, so 2C going for Graveyard Ledge, then into King's Tune here.
And we have found a sword for Schulzer. We can fight the Agahnim. TwoC going for the... Oh, that's it. This must then be Catfish and Zora. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so Schulzer now in the Dark Maze, going to take care of some of these items, and probably going to head to the... do some stuff in the front.
Is that our first Ganon's Tower small key?
Seems like it. Yo!
2 swords in!
Swords for days!
And a book underwater!
Ooh, Catfish book. Seems like it's going to be awful difficult to read a book that's been waterlogged the whole time.
Schulzer going for Mimic Clip then? Huh?
Oh no, he's doing the fairy revive.
Ah.
He's doing potion glitch with a fairy. This is a thing you could do. As long as you are moving left... Oh, didn't work. I think you have to be moving left, and the camera has to be scrolling. And I don't think you could be dashing is the thing. Yeah, you have to be not left when you die.
TwoC having a bit of problem with getting the splash deletion here. That's it now. Oh!
No, you needed the you needed to get off the cliff before catching the boomerang there. It wasn't going to work.
I saw desert was a crystal. That's the only thing I caught. But it seems like TR is the play that's being done here.
Yeah, I mean, we've had both rods forever. And the cane, so if this is Bombos, there we go. Turtle Rock actually available relatively early this seed. You can actually do the whole silly thing. So 2C able to check the ether tablet, but not pick it up because both of those swords are in pot. Schulzer, on the other hand, not able to check it because Schulzer didn't get the book off a Catfish. Alright, additional hearts sitting in Super Bunny Cave. Now Schulzer can go for the one chest in Hookshot Cave here, or more if you decide to do ridiculous hovering.
Do we get the nice tea of hookshot? Ah, Bugnet.
See, now we can really fight Aga. Well, with the bug net and everything.
Yeah. They should make it for a April Fools or something that only the bugnet can harm Agahnim.
There is that. I mean,
True bugnet hunt.
It's very sad that the bugnet is not trackable on this. Like, if we ever have like a swordless run, like, because swordless is a mode, and the bugnet can 100% be required for Aga 1 in that mode.
I am getting slightly stressed for Schulzer here being on 1 heart.
He's gonna dodge these spikes the old-fashioned way. And then probably just take a death, I would. It's called the shut off that infernal beeping death.
Now, what would you be hoping? Oh, wait, I didn't notice we had the big key of... Okay.
Yeah, well, Schulzer hasn't done this one yet, so that is the first time we've seen the big key of Turtle Rock. Good job, game.
I also see we had an extra map check I didn't catch, which means Pod and Swamp are the other pendants.
Mm-hmm. So it's possible we, might not see some of those pod keys or even the big key of pod until, like, GT. But we will see the flippers, so Swamp won't be locked behind GT.
Now, progression can be in Desert as well, having found that book on Catfish.
Alright, so Schulzer heading to the Pokey Key here. Now, this is kind of a turning point here, because we've only got 3 pod smalls. So if you go for this chest, you might not be able to do boss.
Gets a heart refill and continues on.
Now, it's very possible that the 4th Turtle Rock key is just, here in Turtle Rock, along with its vanilla big key. Or not vanilla big key, but you get the idea.
French vanilla. And TwoC is skipping Lava Chest, which is a time save, but might come back to haunt them, being as a check that they skipped that could have something.
So my thing is, so French vanilla is an item that's in the same location or in the same basic location, but not the actual check. I propose that if it's in the same location but in the other world, that we call it German chocolate.
I don't fully follow on why German chocolate, but I guess? I don't know.
Well, I mean, so for some reason there's a cake here that gets made in America here that is called German chocolate cake. I don't know why.
Oh, Schulzer's getting magic. I was thinking, like, wait, why? But magic.
Really? It was invented by a guy named German? and it's not German at all. That's hilarious. I love it.
And due to Schulzer grabbing some more magic, we are basically synced again.
And now TwoC did skip the island, right? The lava chest. So
Yep.
TwoC will actually be able to fight Trinex if he so desires. Hyrule Castle small key, lol.
Unnecessary.
Oh, come on, game.
Schulzer paid out. Oh, Hera small, Hera small, Hera small.
Gross.
It's not in Hera, but it's on the other dungeon on the mountain. That is not GT.
Both runners getting a little bit trolled by the switches here in this room and the enemies.
Just blame it on Joy-Con drift.
Sure. I'll sounds good.
Switch problems, it's always Joy-Con drift.
Yeah,
Big
especially when you're
difference
not
in-
playing on a Switch.
Big difference in gear here. Fighter sword versus tempered.
Yeah, so TwoC's having to do hammer strats here. Schulzer finishes off Trinex in a blame hurry.
TwoC having just enough magic. Oh!
Good job, game.
Why, thank you!
We'll take another sword.
I can't imagine 2C skipping that much in pod to miss to unless they can go mode it. I don't imagine them skipping the other two swords.
Yeah, go moding pod is possible, but it doesn't seem likely, and I imagine 2C probably will end up going to check pod before this is all said and done. Schulzer is taking that small key of Hera and going to the basement, while 2C is piecing right out. Also not checking the lava chest, which they now have access to.
And we have Spike Cave. We have 2 bottles. We don't have any invulnerability though.
With the 2 bottles, that's... oh no, you do need the invulnerability for logic to kick in there. But with the 2 bottles, it would be fairly possible to do, especially with that bug net. So I can, yeah. Both runners picked that up.
For a second I was like, wait, Bugnet gives you invulnerability? But it's to pick up fairies.
Yeah, pick up a fairy. Yeah, which fairly conveniently you can occasionally find them in the grass outside of Spike Cave.
Just a heart container.
You need 14 hearts to get through Spike Cave if you are actually good at the game, and if you're me, you need like 17.
Oh, I definitely need 33 if I don't have any invulnerabilities. TwoC now
And-
doing...
Trading one green thing for another. They're on Sazrala, so the hype for the green pendant, which was fairly real early on with the 2 rods being available, not really a thing.
Schulzer are gonna buy themselves time to think about what to do next while doing the Aga Tower climb.
Seems good. I am not convinced that the pyramid was checked.
Pyramid was not checked yet, as far as I know.
So this is a relatively convenient way to check the pyramid and also take care of Aga Tower while you're at it. Why not?
Now, where would you go in this seed after the current check's been done? I think desert for TwoC, but
Yeah,
Schulzer, where would you go?
I mean, for Schulzer, I'd probably do pyramid into Catfish because I can. Oh my god! The bow in the big chest of Thieves Town, y'all. Schulzer skipped that earlier. I don't even remember where the Thieves Town small key was, to be honest.
I want to say that was in Turtle Rock.
Ah.
We had a lot of small keys in Turtle Rock Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
Probably there. But
there were definitely 3 keys in a row.
Yesterday it was Mirror in Pod Big Chest that they skipped because of the key routing and the big key being in basement with having less keys. Which that would be bitter for Schulzer if that is the way to go again.
So now with 2C, so Desert is still a fairly reasonable play, but I might go beat Eastern now, and maybe come in from Pod and mirror to Eastern, beat it, and then maybe go into Pod. Looks like 2C is going to do the same thing that Schulzer's doing, just with less sword, and also get that pyramid check. And I guess if you're planning on going over to Pod and mirroring to Eastern, this is not a terrible way to do that either, right? Especially since we don't have a flute.
And that is Agahnim spinning. And us being in a different world on top of a pyramid.
Alright, the pyramid has a compass, and we will piece right out. Schulzer, I would guess...
Is this Pod? Nope, this is Catfish. This is their book.
Yeah, they have no reason really to go back to Pod, because they didn't get any new keys or anything.
Ah, yeah, true.
So yeah, taking care of Pyramid and Catfish after Aga 1, that's a pretty solid, reasonable play. And that is probably going to lead Schulzer to go to Desert. I might try to work Bombo's tablet in with that. How does Schulzer do that? If by that you mean always get that like corner of the circle toss correct. I don't know. I know the hitbox is bigger than the circle. I also know that I never get it when I try that. Yeah, Schulzer is not like completely screwed as far as the bow goes because there could be a second one available.
Yeah, definitely. Fully depends on where that is and if it's a bowlock bow.
But, knowing what we know, it's very possible for that second bow to be like in Ganon's tower, which would be, shall we say, problematic.
Yeah, that would be bowlock bow. It can be anywhere, the second bow, so yeah.
Well, Schulzer is going into the Dark World here. In the Village of Outcasts area. Alright. Looks like play for
Smiths into powder.
Smith's
Powder they already done.
Yeah. Smith chain with the purple chest into Bombo's tablet into desert, right? That makes plenty of sense.
That would be a very sensible routing.
There's a tutorial for Catfish corner throw. Wow.
TwoC gonna grab their extra swords out of Palace of Darkness. Which, apart from those two swords, was, as far as we know, completely empty.
Although, we did not see the two items on the right side of Pod because Schulzer attempted a potion glitch with a fairy and was not able to actually get it to work. Luckily for TwoC, TwoC will be able to actually, finish that right side. Now, again, honestly, if I'm TwoC, I'm probably mirroring to Eastern first, just because I have to do that right now, and I can beat it. But then again, what do I know?
You know, a hacking lord.
Does look like TwoC is a little bit has fewer keys than Schulzer did coming in here.
But has the bow, so walking around the right side isn't as hard. But it is opening central door. Wasn't there a small key in pod from pod?
I don't think so. But there could be one on the right-hand side, because we haven't seen that. Alright, TwoC's about to pick up a sword. Zora ledge, right. TwoC attempted a splash delete there and couldn't get it to work. Alright, Bombo's tablet for Schulzer. It is hot garbage. Hot, fresh garbage.
Agahnim cave still open as well.
You want to talk about hot, fresh garbage? Agahnim cave takes the cake here. That is the big key of desert on the right-hand side of pod. Good job, game. And the small key to desert. What? Game!
Desert
Game!
completion kit. Desert completion kit. Hey, heard you like keys. We're gonna give you a key with your key.
Oh yeah, TwoC with the stair extension glitch there. which you don't often see, but it's pretty good. Got a small key on Desert Ledge, so Schulzer will be able to pick that up.
Now, I'm not good at key logic things. How many keys are we missing for being able to clear the seed, barring any items locked behind the unnecessary keys?
Well, basically, pod big key, and that's about it. Like, you can do GT with one key if you're lucky. There's the flippers on the Desert Torch. Now, you want a lot more GT keys because, again, we know the GT big key is in GT, but it can be that. Oh, well, no, that's just the one we've seen already for TwoC. There's a Meyer key. Get out.
Swamp is now open. Hookless Swamp. But we've seen Hookless Swamp have hook before in this tournament.
Oh, yeah. Swamp had hook shot in the cross keys thing I ran yesterday. It was beautiful.
The thing I always like is hammer in the first true chest of pod or swamp, I mean. Oh, nice arrow refill.
Alright, so TwoC is going to finish Eastern now, while Schulzer is diving into Swamp Palace. Now, if you find a hook shot early here, that's fairly nice.
Flute?
How about a flute? Flute is hard required to get to Misery Mire, so very nice find there for Schulzer. So I imagine TwoC will find it pretty quick after getting to Desert. There's another Gen's Tower small key, so that alleviates some of the problems for GT. Basically, when you have two GT small keys, you can pretty much guarantee you can clear the whole thing as long as you go right first.
More arrows on Armo's Knights.
I mean, if there's one time you appreciate picking up arrows, it's after you've used 18 of them.
Hookless left side swap. Oh, Vicky. Skullwoods and oh no.
Fetch quest chain. Let's go.
We've seen I think it was the ice rod in Skullwood's big chest once for a Schulzer game this tournament.
Could be. I'm saying put the Ice Palace big key in there just to complete the trifecta of useless big keys.
We have the Ice Palace big key already, though.
Oh, never. Oh, sorry. I'm dumb. Put the mushroom in there. Just do more fetch quest chain. All right, now TwoC is going to get to check a lot more of Desert than Schulzer did.
The big question is how much of that is progression?
Who knows? Pod Big Key could be in here. That's the big one. Or the hook shot, of course.
Right side of left side swamp hook shot is always bad. Because you're gonna get left side and then do all the loop and then right side and then be like, oh, I could have skipped this if I had it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so right side of desert not really paying off. We've got another GT key here on left side swamp.
Now, will this be the hook shot or a mirror or saving quit out of? Probably saving quit, if anything, out of. Talking is hard, out of swamp.
Alright, flippers acquired for 2C. Hot garbage on left side swamp, like you do. Oh, the other bow is in the big chest of desert, which is, technically bow locked, unless you, sequence break right side. If Schulzer's potion, or if Schulzer's bottle glitch had worked, he would have been able to pick that up. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out in Schulzer's favor here.
This feels like a very early call for that is very bad news for Schulzer.
Alright, so Schulzer is going to go ahead and activate the flute. I mean, if you were hoping against hope there that Schulzer would be going into Thieves Town for the big chest there, I got bad news.
This will be a Misery Meyer dip if it's Mumbos.
Wait.
Oh. Nope. Graveyard edge. We both got you baited.
Indeed. I got very baited. Oh, going for Skullwood's big chest. Sure.
That is acceptable.
Mushroom.
Hook shot.
Mushroom into hook shot.
Blue mail! Now, Mollis has half magic.
Well, alright then.
Could have had that for Skull Woods if we did Catfish earlier.
Oh, Schulzer is going for the pedestal check here.
Can't be hook shot. Can't be bow. So the only thing that they need... Oh.
It's a Skullwood small key.
The only thing that they would have needed, if anything, that it could have been was a medallion for Meyer, but it is not.
So, actually, that Skullwood small key does something logically. It means that the pod big key can't be in GT.
Okay, you've completely lost me there. Explain yourself.
Well, Skullwoods is a crystal. And logically, the game wants you to have all the small keys to get into Mothula. That was the hook shot in Meyer shed, by the way.
Well, Bombus? Enter? Yeah, oh. Yeah.
Alright, Misery Meyer is available. Now, 2C is going to pick up the flute here in Swamp. Now, if 2C wanted to make, like, the hero play of all time, they could take this flute and peace out. But that's not happening. Luckily, 2C is going to get this GT small key, so that'll alleviate any problems there could have had. So yeah, 2C. So Schulzer did pick up the hook shot, and so Schulzer is going to get the ability to clear the rest of Swamp. The bad news on that is that the bows that Schulzer is looking for are not there.
Yeah, that's the big downside. This will lead Schulzer further away from going back into Thieves Town.
Yeah,
For
Pod Big
that.
Key is quite likely to be here in Mire. Could be like Checkerboard Cave or something, but yeah.
TwoC just needs to do Pod, Swamp, and Mire.
The
to
second
finish
bow was
out
in
into-
Desert Big Chest, which was locked behind the Desert Big Key on bow lock side of Pod.
Ooh,
is fun.
TwoC deciding to skip left side Swamp.
Interesting. I mean, that's going to pay out quite well. Yeah, I guess 2C figures with that flute, you've got some real possibility of being able to find the hookshot elsewhere.
Fake powders. Wait.
Real fake powder, yes.
I was gonna say fake powders for that, and then I was like, wait, no, but it's with powder, not mushroom, and then I just had a brain
Or
freeze.
fake powder, as some people call it. Because yeah, you absolutely do not. You can do the same trick that you can do with the mushroom with the actual powder.
Free powder?
Yeah,
Free fake powder? Was that a spooky setup? Or just hand movement from Schulzer?
I don't know.
I don't know enough about spooky to say anything, but I don't think you would throw out
It's
the
possible
Samaria
because
there.
I know that using the powder screws up the spooky setup if you had one. So that might be a way to get it back. I don't know. I'm not in charge.
Chat is saying it is a spooky setup. TwoC grabbing the blue mail out of Skull Boots as well.
Yeah. I do know with the alternate spooky setups, you generally have to hit the you generally have to hit this thing a little lower. Oh yeah, I remember throwing a Samaria block into a hole is a spooky setup. You just have to hit the anti-fairies lower on the screen. Because instead of setting the quote Z value of the ancilla to slightly higher than normal, which is what the duck would do, throwing it in the hole actually sets it to the maximum of 255, so it's like a whole screen away.
TwoC has grabbed player hookshot and red mail out of hookshot cave. My goodness, I need sleep sometime soon. Out of Mire shed.
Ooh, Schulzer with some very nice pause buffer strats to make sure you survive the oncoming Vitreous. Wow. That's some real survivability awareness facts there.
That is our 6th pod small key.
However, we still don't have the pod big key, which is
That is true.
interesting. Now, Schulzer has left a chest in Misery Mire. It is the left side, the cutscene chest. I did see Big Key could be here in checkerboard cave, that is not the case. So TwoC is going to go for Vitreous very early. And I'm just going to venture out and say TwoC probably going to have an easier time with Vitreous than Schulzer did on account of having the silver arrows.
And Schulzer is going for the Pyramid Fairy. Check. Oh, never mind, making a liar out of me. Going for Swamp Palace.
Yeah, finishing Swamp with the hookshot in available. Very nice.
And very understandable. Just need that bow and we're in go mode. Well, and Palace of Darkness big key. That's it for Schulzer, so just the Palace of Darkness big key for TwoC.
Yeah. Now, there is a interesting little quirk here. Because Schulzer checked the pedestal, found that small key to Skull Woods, which Skull Woods is a crystal, but the logic expects you to have all the small keys to beat Moth, which means that in order to have all 7 crystals, you needed to have been able to pull the pedestal. Therefore, the big key of Pod cannot be in GT. TwoC has not checked the pedestal, does not know that the big key of Pod can't be there. TwoC has decided to piece out of Meyer after just a few checks. Hasn't even done any of left side or anything like that.
Is following Schulzer into Swamp. Question is, will they clear out left side Swamp?
I would bet heavily against it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, skipping Meyer chests, I would think they just grab it as well. Or skip it, I mean. Because, yeah. Oh, Schulzer getting the 0 cycle.
Beautiful. And no pod big key on Argus, so that's going to do it in that department. So basically, TwoC going to head up to GT, I'm assuming, after this. There's a couple of things we haven't checked on the way. Like, I don't think we've checked the 3 chests in Hookshot Cave that require the hookshot. And there's also Spike Cave.
Still no invulnerability for that. But we have 3 bottles, so that should be more than enough.
And Pyramid Fairy is also a play here for Schulzer. And of course, having having cleared Aga 1, that makes this play sort of a no-brainer heading up this direction.
And remember at the beginning of this seed when we found the Ice Rod and we said, well, no more Ice Rod Hunt. We have our faux Ice Rod Hunt, which is the pod big key, which can't be in 2 locations. The boss of Palace of Darkness and the big key of Palace of Darkness. But can be basically anywhere. Okay, and Pedestal. But we know Pedestal isn't it, so not counting that.
But also knowing what's on Pedestal, we also know it can't be in GT. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, okay, it
Schulzer
can't be
would know
really
that.
anywhere, but I would still say it classifies as a Ice Rod Hunt.
Oh yeah.
what location would be the best for Schulzer to be able to get back into this? Hera basement has been checked.
Yeah, Schulzer actually checked it. So, like, if you find the big key to pod, like, over here in the hookshot cave, maybe Schulzer can go to pod and check the right-hand side and find the desert big key, and that would at least get him a bow.
The worst would be if it's bow locked somewhere, but that's not possible anymore because Eastern and Pod has been basically fully checked. Oh, wait, yeah. I see a number in chat and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's true. We are entering Ganon's Tower. There is a thing we can do.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hookshot cave, no big key for pod here. So we're looking at some pretty obscure locations for pod big key, like cutscene chest and mire, or spike cave.
I'm drawing blanks on other locations it could be. But there are a lot of locations in the basement of Ganon's Tower where the Ganon's Tower big key could be. And I
guess we haven't seen vanilla pod big key chest.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, that would be dirty. Would be good for Schulzer, I think, because Schulzer will go back there earlier than TwoC will. I would imagine.
Oh yeah, Shack Tool, I forgot. No, chat with your shenanigans. I decided that the SMZ3 or maybe just the SM randomizer community for April Fools needs to replace the Shaq Tool sprite with the sprite of Shaquille O'Neal from Shaq Fu. So we can have
Schulzer's heading back for the vanilla big key. Oh, if you guess number two, congratulations. That was where the big key is in.
Alright, so 2C is gonna go for the climb right now, which is quite the play. And it's not outside the realm of possibility, you know, just come up here, clear it out, and maybe find the pod big key along the way. We know that's not going to happen, but 2C doesn't.
Yeah, I was going to say, based on 2C just immediately dipping, it would seem that they know it can't be, but we know it can't be, and we know 2C hasn't checked pedestal, so we know they can't know that they know.
Yeah. So I think even if you don't know, this is a perfectly valid play, because you know you have to beat GT. You might as well just do it, and then check the things on the way up, because you know you don't want to come up again, and then maybe you come back for GT if you don't know.
I would love to know where the pod big key is, but I don't know. Or rather, shall we say, we don't know.
Lava chest was checked by Schulzer. So it's either cutscene chest in Mire, vanilla pod big key.
Schulzer just checked that, I believe.
Oh, okay. So it's not vanilla pod big key. Or what was the one other location? Spike Cave.
And Spike Cave is out of logic because we don't have invulnerability.
It is. So I guess it's just cutscene chest at this point.
We full cleared Ice. We full cleared Turtle Rock. Full cleared Thief's Town. Skull Woods, we got all. Yeah. Yeah, has to be. Unless we both forget an overworld location. It's not in any dungeon otherwise.
Alright, Schulzer, looks like this might finally be the Thieves Town Big Chest play. Maybe. Maybe.
Swirly coin.
I think Wavy Coin is what that one's called. Swirly Coin is Bombos.
Ah, yeah.
So that was the Quake.
Butter Sword Moldorm 2. That's easy. Dash through and then slash. Or slash and dash through. That works too.
Cape?
Oh no.
Well, that could lead to a play for...
No,
Spike
it
Cave.
can't.
I mean,
It
we know
can't
it's not
be
there.
the logical Spike Cave access. It
But
can be behind Burna Spike Cave.
well, I mean, the Spike Cave access could be behind that cape, but the pod big key's not going to be there, is what we came to conclude, right?
If that cape is our Spike Cave access. If we find Burna in Mire, then
Oh
it
yeah,
can
yeah,
have...
you're right. I forgot about that. The cutscene chest could just have the Burna. So yeah.
Or Mushroom, and Mushroom has Burna, and Burna has...
Yeah, it's just no. But yeah. Alright, Schulzer finally acquires the bow. And I'm assuming is gonna head for Pod now. Pod/Eastern. Schulzer is woefully behind at this point, I would say. Oh, not even gonna go for Pod right now.
Why? Yeah, okay, you can't finish pod, but still, you have 2 checks on right side, yes.
Schulzer just did Thieves Town without the small key, and so didn't get the bow out of Thieves Town. Could have bailed himself out with a potion or a bottle glitch that he attempted in Pod to get the right-hand side, which has the Desert Big and small keys in it, and Desert Big Chest has the other bow. But unfortunately, did not successfully get the bottle glitch. Because it's
Spike Cave check.
the fairy thing. Alright, Spike Cave for 2C. What have we here?
If this is pod big, we know it's not okay.
So where is 2C going to go on the trek of many, many checks that they left behind?
Heading into pod. Not heading into pod.
Yeah, because he started on the pyramid. That's just heading down this way. Okay, going for Pyramid Fairy, which, again, we know does not contain the big key for Pod.
Pyramid Fairy into pod?
Could be. I mean, what does 2C have in Pod? Like the
Vanilla big chest?
Vanilla Big Key. Vanilla
I
Big
think
Key
that's
and maybe Harmless Hellway? I don't remember.
No, TwoC did Harmless Hellway, I believe.
Yeah. I honestly think 2C's next play is probably Left Side Swamp. Just given the fact that they're here. Well, no, maybe... Actually, 2C's best play next is actually Mire. And the reason is because 2C left behind like 5 chests in Mire. Or 4 chests in Mire. That's the most dense location left for TwoC.
And the only fetch quest we still have is Mushroom. So even if Mire has Mushroom, TwoC just instantly checks that.
It looks like TwoC is going to go for the vanilla big key chest pod. That is not going to work out the way he wants it to. Now, Schulzer is going to head over to pod with that bow and is going to get a consolation prize of desert big and small keys. So at least silvers will come out of this eventually. Because there's no way that Schulzer doesn't go right to desert after this and just beat it, right?
Yeah,
probably
it's just
beat
a
it
couple more
first
checks.
and then go back in to check the rest of the checks.
Just 20 bucks, TwoC. Wait, TwoC has 11 out of 14. Which did they skip more? All of the 6 key required ones? They did Dark Rupee Basement because they got... Oh, Schulzer?
I think Schulzer might have looked at what happened there and decided, yeah, I'm not winning this race.
TwoC is fluting over to Mire.
Now, just looking at the race time room, it does look like Schulzer did, in fact, forfeit right around this time. So it's possible that Schulzer decided, nope, we're done. I don't really blame him, not gonna lie. Alright, so TwoC is going to deal with Misery Mire here. We'll be picking up the pod big key in the only location we think it can possibly be. It's good for TwoC that he decided not to go back into GT. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It could also still be Mushroom on cutscene chest, but...
Yeah.
And TwoC doing everything to hopefully leave behind cutscene chest, but learning cutscene chest is the answer.
Basically, you want to check every possible thing first before that's all that's left, and then you just go for it. Then you got no real excuse.
Just gonna be in the 14-second cutscene here, or I believe 14 seconds from my memory.
That is what people tell me.
always feels a lot longer than 14. Mushroom or Podbig? Podbig.
All right. A quick trip to Helmasaur and then a quick trip to the pyramid. That's going to do it for this seed here. We can pretty much go ahead and congratulate TwoC on third place in this tournament, as long as TwoC does in fact finish. Which I don't see that being a problem.
With the advantage of Palace of Darkness being a Dark World dungeon, you can just save and quit, end up on the pyramid, and then immediately drop down to fight Ganon.
Yeah, to answer the question in chat, TwoC finished. TwoC got exactly 5 checks in GT Basement. Did the torch and then did Stolfos Room, finding the big key in just the very first check there in Stolfos Room, and then just checked the rest of the room and then went up the tower. It was a big boy gamble for TwoC. It wouldn't have been for Schulzer, because Schulzer had checked the pedestal, and based on the fact that there was a small key to Skullwoods there, knew that the pod big key couldn't be in GT.
And we are just missing 3 items for my completed tracker. Except for probably a couple of keys, because keys. But just a Mushroom, Ether, and Urna, which are probably all in the basement of Ganon's tower.
Can we just say, just real shout-outs to the double Desert Palace key on right side pod? Like, that's a ridiculous setup there, especially with the other bow being in the big chest of desert.
So far to the face, and we're just a couple seconds away from dropping down into the Ganon fight after we pick up this crystal and a key. Thanks, game.
Yep, there you go. Well, we know where all the GT keys are now. All right, so now this will just be a save and quit and then an immediate drop. Because having completed Aga 1 already and having the mirror, you will just end up on the pyramid. Which is exactly where you want to be.
We have Butter Sword, we have Red Mail, we have Silver Arrows, we have Bottles. We have more than enough to beat this Ganondorf.
There's only 6 hearts, which is not great, but come on.
Red Mail.
TwoC could, like,
how many hits?
Take a hit from the bats on purpose here and be fine.
That's a free hit KO according to chat, so yeah, that is more than fine, especially considering we're on phase 3 already. You're not gonna really be taking hits anymore here.
Yeah, TwoC could give Ganon a hug for fun, and it would still be fine. Like, if you really wanted to flex on people.
Going for the safe single arrows, and then
Oh!
ending it on a double, making me a liar again.
I was not aware there was enough room to make a double out of that. That was well done on 2C's part, and we're gonna finish it up right here with an official time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 18 seconds.
Official GG's here for 2C. Grabbing number 3 out of this tournament.
Hookshot not found, deleting save. Good luck with that. Oh, boy. No, we definitely got the hookshot. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fire Shed.
Exactly.
Left side of Meyer Shed, even.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that a mirage?
It was the hookshot and the red mail, essentially, there. All right, so 2C has finished, and we can move 2C into our chat here to say hi. And congratulations on getting the 3rd place finish here in the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament 2023. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you, Dr. Bob. Definitely a very exciting run. Like, probably the best run that I've had in a tournament for sure. Especially with like the length of the tournament.
Yeah, there's just a lot of rando going on with this. So yeah, you got the 3rd place finish here. That was an interesting seed. Of course, the main difference here being the fact that you waited to go to Thieves Town until you found the small key, right?
Yeah, I was definitely really betting on that being something good when I saw the small key in TR. Because, like, I think my mid game was definitely very mediocre, to be fair. I did so many trips to Kakariko or Vu that it felt very slow in general. So it was looking kind of scary for either Blind Cell or even like Palace of Darkness, and I was postponing those areas.
Right.
So yeah, getting that bow was like definitely very nice.
And if you were, I know you were worried probably a little bit because of the thing in ice where you had to redo the cold stare thing or go through ice twice because that one stupid jelly got in your way there. But if you were wondering what the whole thing about potion camera unlock there was, so what Schulzer tried to do, Schulzer was in pod earlier and didn't have a potion but did have a fairy and was attempting to do the fairy version of the bottle glitch, to open the side, and didn't quite get it to work and didn't really want to do the mimic clip or hasn't worked on it or anything, so that could have bailed him out actually with the other bow being in desert, right? But but unfortunately just didn't happen for Schulzer. So literally last location that bow in Thieves Town.
And like the bow in desert specifically kind of made me be a little bit more aggressive towards like that end game. I did my GT basement skip, which is something that I'm pretty sure a lot of my friends are not very happy that I did that. But I have been told about doing that.
You would think so, except, I mean, given what you knew, your friends might have done that for you. But Schulzer checked what was on the pedestal and it ruled out the pod big key from GT.
Oh, I see. Was it a GT small or something?
It was a Skullwood small key.
Oh, gotcha. I see.
So because of that, game wants you to have all of those to get the crystal from Skullwood, so couldn't put the pod big key in there. But I know you were probably thinking, like, so, you finish GT, you still don't have the pod big key, you do the pyramid fairy, that sort of thing. And then you go for like the vanilla big key just in case it happens to be there. That would have been great. And then, was there any part of you that thought about going back to GT instead of Meyer?
Not really, because
Okay.
I think that it's very reasonable to clear GT. Like, I
Ah.
didn't know the knowledge, as you said, about like the scouts, Smokey. It's actually a very very good information. Funny enough, but I figure that I think like most runners skip everything in the mire, honestly. So
Well, Schulzer skipped only the key that had the chest that had the pod big key. Only
wow,
that
that's
chest.
yeah, that's funny. That's for sure.
Oh boy, it's quite a mess. But yeah, you got that. You finally got that taken care of, and at least I don't know if you had been watching the race time room or not at that point, but at least at that point you kind of had to feel, you were a little bit freer on what you were doing there because your opponent had already forfeited at like 150. Like-
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I really didn't really like that. But at the
Yeah,
same time, it's like, okay, whatever. Let's just finish this, I suppose.
you want it
Yeah.
to be a competitive race all the way to the end, but at least you're
Yeah.
sort of relieved that you don't have to work quite as hard there at the end. But
Or-
it's not like your execution fell down or anything.
Yeah.
You got that double that I didn't even think was possible at the end of GT or at the end of the Ganon fight there. So shows how much I know about all of that mess. Yeah, that's how the all dungeons key sanity thing works. If you can, you really, really want to be able to full clear some dungeons before you go in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But I think, yeah, the sea was interesting for sure. And yeah, overall, yeah, I was just excited. Like, I got another fat keys of the journey. I think it's a very nice.
Yeah, apparently, this was only the second one that came up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, does that include the group stages, like the whole time?
Yeah, I never had any in group stages.
Wow.
So, just in Brosia, I guess.
Well, there you go. Well, congratulations once again, TwoC, for pulling that together. Anything else you want to add before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, thank you for everyone organizing the tournament, the restreams, obviously, commentators and trackers. And of course, I'm definitely looking forward to the finals. Very great runners for sure. So we're going to have a lot of great action.
All right. Well, thank you once again to both of our runners, Schulzer and TwoC, for putting on a good show today. If you like what you saw here today, make sure to give them a follow here on Twitch. That's Schulzer 9999 and 2C Plus here on Twitch. Our tracker, the unsung hero and the probably the most attentive person on the face of the planet, Legendary Moon. Thank you so much for working with us today. And of course, my co-commentator, Demons Druid, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for being here in the booth with me. I had a blast today.
All right. And with that, thank you all so much for watching us, and make sure to tune in for the finals here in a few days on Friday. I think mostly that's set up to be on the ALTTP randomizer channels, but who knows for sure. That being said, we're going to have this tournament. We're going to finish it out, and it's going to be a blast. Thank you all for joining me. I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic, and I will see you all at a later occasion. Good night, everybody.